Good evening, everyone. Am I audible? Am I audible, people? Yeah, okay, great. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. How are you all doing? Yeah, I'm doing good as well. Thank you so much for asking. No, today is not the last day of SQL. We have classes today as well as tomorrow. I'm also fine. Thank you so much for asking. No, last Saturday there was class, okay, but it was interrupted due to network issues and the class was cancelled in between. I think after SQL you are going to, I think there will be Python programming language. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Okay, so we will wait couple of minutes so that all of the participants join the class, okay? And then we will start today's session. Not only one topic, there are so many topics remaining pending, okay? Upload data from Excel and others topic also. So we will be discussing today and tomorrow is our class. We will be covering all of the topics. I'm fine. Thank you so much for asking. How are you? I'm sorry, we are not allowed to share any kind of informations over here. Okay, people, let's wait couple of minutes, okay, not more than that. And once all of the participants are here, then I will start today's session. Let's wait for 2 minutes only. Yes, after SQL, Python program is next. Good evening. For today, I think we were talking about constraints in last class, right? So we will continue that. After that, we'll talk about rollback and commit. And then also I'll talk about grant privileges, maybe stored procedures. Okay. So these are the topics that I'm thinking to cover up today. And about subqueries, I'll talk that tomorrow. No, today is not the last class of SQL. Tomorrow we have one more class. We have one more class tomorrow, people. Today is not the last class of SQL. This is the foundation of SQL only. It's okay, no problem. Yeah, the topics that you are actually required to learn, okay, that are going to be covered up. Yes, it is very much enough. The amount of SQL taught here is very much enough for any interview. Yes, exactly. Yes. The practical sessions, you will be doing that during internship period. You are getting the repeated values again and again, maybe because you have executed the same queries 3 times. Maybe that's why you are getting that 1, 2, 3 records 3 times. Yes, for working also. Yes, very much, like more than enough. Okay, you don't have to worry about that. This much SQL is more than enough for any interview point of view. I will I will teach stored procedure. Like I'm thinking to teach today, okay? So maybe I will cover that topic today. Yeah, don't worry about where you can practice good number of questions, okay? Like there are bunch of resources available on the Google. You can search that as well. And plus tomorrow I'm going to give you some practice questions, bunch of practice questions. You can go through that as well. Yeah, there will be guide for you during your internship period. Don't worry about that. No, we use database, okay? We are more focused on database in this career. You need to practice the questions that are being assigned to you, okay? And I'll be giving you, there is yeah, obviously there's a best site, SQLpractice.com. Yes, exactly. You can go through over there to practice SQL also. There are other bunch of resources available. You can go through that as well. Okay, don't worry about that question. Okay, I'm going to provide you similar questions related to that, and you can practice and go through such questions also. Okay, I guess everyone is here. Then let's start today's session. Okay, people. Okay. Okay, let's not waste our time and start today's class, today's session. Okay. So please let me know if the screen is visible or not over here. So in last class, we were talking about constraints, right, people? So constraints here are used to specify rules for data in a table. Like while creating a table, we can use constraints and specify some rules. So here we talked about this not null thing. Do you guys remember? So not null means that if you use not null constraint over any column, then you are not allowed to leave it null, right? There must be at least some values or data inside that column. Yes or not? Here, unique means that the value that you are storing should be unique from the other value that has already been stored inside that column in a particular column. Okay. Then here primary key is the combination of not null and unique, and we can have only one primary key that uniquely identifies a record in any table. Yes. Then we have default here, which is used to set a default value for a column. Just like we saved a default value for our city column. Yes, unique can have null values. Now your check is that to limit the value range that can be placed in a column, right? To check if the given condition is true or not. It is just to check over there. And this auto increment and foreign key is still remaining to be covered up, right? So now if we go to our SQL workbench here, don't worry, you will get revert very back soon. If you are not able to get assignments, don't worry, I'll make sure that you get revert very soon, okay? So here is the table people that we previously created, right? This was our table where we created like we used this not null, unique, then check, then default, and every constraint that we can use to create this table persons. Okay, is there any confusion related to these constraints that has been used in this table over here? Execute button is not working. Why? Click on this one, then it will work, or you can also click on Control plus Enter from your keyboard. Press Control plus Enter from your keyboard, then it should work. Okay, so I hope this much is clear, right? Now what I'm going to do here is, people, we are going to create another table. Difference between primary key and unique key. Unique is not key, okay? Unique can be used in integer column as well as the string columns, okay? It can be used anywhere. Unique is not key. And primary key means it is a combination of unique and not null. You can have more than one unique column in your table. There can be 2 unique columns, 3 unique columns, okay? But there can be only one primary key in your table. Primary key is to uniquely identify a record, okay? So primary unique can be null, but primary key cannot be null. Primary key is the combination of unique and null. Okay. Primary key is the combination of unique and null. And primary key, there is only one primary key in a table. Unique means if you have already stored one value, then you cannot repeat it again. Unique means, for example, if I saved here this email anna@gmail.com, then while inserting the second record, I cannot use this Gmail again because email account should be unique, right? In that is like having a different values from others is unique. If this button is not working, press Control plus Enter from your keyboard. Control and Enter at the same time. Yes, primary key has to be unique and not null. Primary key itself is unique and not null. As you can see here in this my table, I have used primary key for this person ID column. Control plus Enter, E-N-T-E-R, Enter. Okay. So now people, we are going to create another table. Let me just create table order. Okay, let me see here is person ID. So for table, I will have order ID column int. Okay, and this would be I'm going to use auto increment. I'm going to show you auto increment for this column over here. Okay, for auto increment, it should be unique. Yeah, default will be appeared on every blank column. For product, varchar 50. Okay, and now here I'm going to use the same column person ID int here. If you see over here in our person table, this is our person ID column, right? This is the primary key of our table. Yes or not, people? Is that person ID primary key of our table? Yes or no? Yes, yeah, exactly. Now what I'm going to talk about is I'm going to talk about foreign key, people. Okay, so if you see that in foreign key I have written here, it is a field in one table that refers to primary key in another table. So how is that gonna work is I have my person table, right? In my person table, I have this person ID column. I have other columns also, but let's just consider this two column for now. Okay. And this person ID column is the primary key of our person table. Right. Now, foreign key is something, people, that we use to create connection between two tables. Okay. And how do we create is that, for example, there are some persons. For example, there are some persons who make some orders, right? So the records of orders are going to be stored in separate table, that is order. This order is going to have some ID and maybe the name of the products, okay, name of the orders that are being ordered. Now, if I use this column, okay, since this, if I need to create link between these two tables, then what I need to do is I need to use this primary key column in my order table. So if I use the same column here in my order table, and if I create this thing, if I create this, then it is going to act as foreign key here. Okay. And how is that going to happen is that we have to create, like while just for example, while creating this person ID, what did you write? You write person ID int and then primary key. Right. In this way, you declared while creating the table that this particular column is going to be my primary key. In the same way, when you create this order table, then what you need to do is that I'm getting some responses that my voice is not clear. Okay, it's clear. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so let me repeat myself. This is the table. Okay, it has primary key and we are going to create link between this table. So we will use this primary key in our order table. Okay, now if I want to create this column as foreign key, then there's a syntax. What is that? Is I will write here while creating the table, I need to write foreign key. Okay, and then parenthesis and then the name of the column that is going to act as the foreign key. And then I need to write here references. That means from where. from where this foreign key is going to work as the primary key. So it is from person table, right? So references person table and the name of the column, that is primary key, that is ID. This person ID is from the table person. This person ID column is the column from this order table. Okay. Now what happened is that the table that has primary key is going to work at, not child, sorry, that has primary key will be known as parent table. Okay, and since we are using this primary key here in another table, now this table will be considered as child table. Okay, because we are going to use this primary key over here. When we have two tables and one table take reference from another table, okay, that means the same column is present in both the tables, then that column act as a primary key in one table and the same column will act as a foreign key in another table. So why does we do that? Like, why do we need it? Is that it is used to prevent action that could destroy links between tables, or it prevents invalid data from being inserted into the foreign key column, because it has to be one of the values contained in parent table. For example, if I have person ID here 1, okay, person ID with 1, and now if you try to add some data over here in this child table, this is the order ID. So order ID is, for example, 101. Product is like pen. But if you will try to here add 2 as the person ID, is 2 here in this table? Is there any person with the ID 2 in my parent table, in my person table? No. So this is, now if you will try to add such values which does not exist in parent table, then this is going to be invalid data. Okay, this is going to be invalid data and it won't let any data get stored in the child table which is already not in the parent table. Okay, so let me tell you one more example. Now, for example, this person is 1 ID. Okay, the name of this person is ABC. And he bought something from the store, like he ordered something. Okay, now maybe this person table is being handled by one person and this order table is being handled by any other person in the same organization. Okay, so this person with name ABC ordered pen, so his orders has been now recorded in this order table. This is a valid data, right? So when someone does some kind of orders, when someone put orders, then there are some revenues, right? So the revenues are calculated on the basis of orders, yes or not? The revenues, that means the profits or the loss that shop is going to face is handled by the orders table, because they will calculate the number of orders, there will be price, unit and other thing, and on the basis they will calculate that, right? But what if some person who is handling this order, for example, that person tries to add invalid data, that person is trying to add an order that does not even exist. He is trying to add here 102 pen, okay, with a person ID 2. But is there any person ID with 2 who has made purchase from this organization, from this shop? Is there any person? No. Then that means this person who is handling this order table is trying to add an invalid data. Yes or not? He's trying to do some kind of mess up with this order table. Yes. So this should not be allowed in any shop, right? This should not be allowed, because this, now if this will be happen, then the person that is handling order will keep on adding the order record even there isn't any person who made such purchases, and keep on generating revenue like that. So that is not the case, right? It should not happen like that. There should be integrity, there should be data accuracy, there should be connection between two tables. If there is a person that has made some order, then that order only should be recorded. There should not be any extra orders recorded, which is not already in the parent table. Okay, so to create such connections, to create such valid data, we use foreign key in any other table that is being worked as primary key in the parent table. Are you guys getting the point? For primary key in syntax, whether unique, no, for primary key, no need to write unique or not null, just write primary key. Yes, we cannot do any changes in child table. We can do only those changes which are already in the parent table. Like you cannot add extra value or do anything like that. Okay. Okay, shall we go to our SQL workbench and see how it works? Yeah, we need to have primary key in any database. That is exactly correct. There is very compulsory. If you create a table, if you will work in real-time environment, then you need to create a table with a primary key. If the child table name is unique, why would you create a table name as unique? If you want to create, yes, then this is the name of the table. So you need to write the name of the table over here. Okay. So if any data get deleted in parent table, then the datas are not going to be deleted from the orders table. You have to delete it manually later. Okay, but if you'll try to add a new record now, since one is deleted, now if you'll try to add a new record one, then it will throw an error. The foreign key is a field in one table that refers to primary key. Here is the definition written here. You can note that down, okay? And for use, like what is the use of foreign key? Then we need to say that it is used to prevent actions that would destroy links between tables, or it prevents invalid data from being inserted into the foreign key column, because it has to be one of the values contained in parent table. Yeah, you can change the primary key. You can update the primary key from 101 to 1. Yes, you can do that. Okay, now let's see how it's gonna work. So here I was creating this table. Okay. So this is person ID int. We are going to create this particular column as our foreign key. So what do I need to write is I need to write here foreign key. Okay. And in this, the name of the column, and from we need to take the references from the another table. What is the name of the another table? I think it is persons or person. It is persons. Okay. So here I will write persons, and inside the parenthesis I'll write the name of the column that is going to act as foreign key. Okay. Now we'll close this and then I need to execute it here. Oh, I forgot to give comma over after every column here. Okay, so now I have executed this. So my table has been created, people. Let's see the table over here. Select star from orders. Okay, so this is the table that has been created. No, you can change the name of the column. It is not necessary that the name of the columns are same. Okay, I have created the same name to avoid the confusion. Okay, you can change the name of the column over here. Now let's add some values over here, people. So insert into orders. I'm directly going to add some values. So for order ID, I will write here 101. Okay. And for product, let's add here chair. And then person ID. Here I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need to use the same for foreign key over here. Yeah, the values, the data must be same. Exactly. Okay. So here I have added this record here over, people. Now let me show you that how auto increment works. Here you can see that I have started the value by 101, right? Now if I skip, like if I want to add any other record, like for example here I want to add table. Okay, so for this I need to specify product. What is the name of the second column? Product. Okay, so product and then person ID. Okay, so now if I execute this here, as you can see, it has been executed. And if you see the table, people, you can see the 102 is appearing itself. Even though if I execute it, like, let me execute it 2 more times. And if you see that 103, 104, the auto increment value is been adding there by default, right? Yeah, it is going to increment 1 only. Only 1 will be incremented every time. So in this way auto increment works. Okay, here I have started from 101. You can start from 1 also. If you'll start from 5, for example, then first would be 5, then there would be 6, then 7, like that it will go on. Okay, so auto increment is like to generate any other number in sequential orders for that purpose only. So I hope you are clear about auto increment over here. Okay. Now let me show you that. Yeah, any problem if order ID and person ID are same? No, there won't be any problem, but it is going to create confusion. Like which one is the order ID and which one is the person ID? It is going to create confusion. That's it. Can auto increment be used for 2 different columns within a? Yes, you can use for 2 different columns within a table. Yes, you can do that. Person ID from order table should be exactly as person ID from person table. If you are talking about the value, yes. If you are talking about the name of the column, no. So people, can you see that in my person column, there are 4 records, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes or not? Now let's try to add invalid data. Like for example, I want to add this order with the person ID 5. There isn't any person who has made this purchase, like who has ordered books yet. Okay, but I'm trying to add this value like this one, 5, 1 here. Now, so if I will enter it, then you can see that I'm getting an error here. Are you guys able to see that error? It says cannot add or update a child row, a foreign key constraint fails. So because of this foreign key constraint, we are not able to add any invalid data over here. So do you guys now understand the function of foreign key? Clear, everyone? It's clear, right? Okay, so these were the constraints that we actually need to know about for now, okay? And now we will move to our next topic. Okay, so not clear. Which part is not clear? Please be specific with that part and then I'll explain you again. Okay, so first let me know, are you clear about this part, the one that I'm highlighting here? Are you clear about this part, this creating table part? We have created a new table. The name of that table is orders. Okay. And here in this table, I have this order ID column, then product, and then person ID column. You can name this column as you want. Okay. I want this column here to act as foreign key. That means this column will only take those values. Foreign key is the foreign key. I'm talking about foreign key. Okay. So this particular column is going to be foreign key. That means it will take only those values that is available in the parent table of primary key field of the parent table. So this is our parent table. Have a look here. This is person ID column. This is our primary key. Okay, we are going to create link between this person table and order table. Okay, we are going to create link between these two tables. What is that link? The link is that order table can have only those records which are available in person table, not other than that. So here are 4 records with person ID 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So I created this column as my foreign key column. So that means in this particular column, I can only add those records which are already available in my parent table. If I try to add any other records, then it is going to give me an error. Okay. No, foreign key is not for fetching data. For fetching data, we have select statement. Foreign key is constraint here. Okay. So here you can see that this is now my foreign key. So if I want to add record, for example, this 1, 2, 3, 4. References means the other table. Like take references from the other table. Create link with person table. It's like creating link with person table. Okay. Now if I see that, if I'll add here 4, the name of my product and the person ID. Here in person table, there is 1, 2, 3, 4. If I'll add here 4 and if I execute it, and if you see my table, right now this books has been added here with ID 4. Okay. Yeah, it is going to create link between two tables. The moment you add a value that is not in parent table, like, is there any person with ID 6 in parent table? That is our person table. Is there any person with ID 6 in our person table? No. The moment you do this, and try to add record now, it is going to give you an error. The error says that foreign key constraint fails, because this value, this 6 ID, is destroying the link between two tables. Okay. With foreign key is not gonna let happen. Like foreign key is avoiding that. It returned 106 in order ID. It returned 106 in order ID because see here, for order ID I am using your auto increment. So every time I am inserting a new record, automatically a new order ID is being added with one increased value because of this auto increment constraint. Okay, 105 was skipped here. Maybe that was skipped because there was an error. Okay. Previously there was an error, that's why it got skipped. So we can just update that. You can update in that way also. So it is skipped that because previously we had this error here. I showed you an error, that's why it skipped that. Okay. So basically primary key is used for creating tables. Auto increment are not that much preferable. Okay. So you need to focus on primary key. Primary key is very important to know about. Okay, is everything clear now? You want me to change the order ID? Update. Okay, let me change the order ID if you want me. 105. The order 105, there was an error previously. That's why, because it is unique, auto increment will increase value every time you execute every time you add one record. Okay. Even though if it is going to get error or anything, it is created in such a way that whenever you add one record, whenever you execute any record that is for insert values, it is going to give a unique ID. I mean unique number. Okay. That's why previously when I was greeting, I get this error here, this one. That's why it skipped 105 for that. So since I have updated this value, here you can see it is now 105. Okay. Okay, now let's move towards our new topic. And the next topic is rollback and commit. Is there anyone who have idea about this topic? Rollback and commit. TCL, yeah, okay. Okay. You have heard about this but not implemented it. Okay. So first let's talk about commit. Okay. And after that we'll talk about rollback. So what is this? It is basically like control plus Z that we use in our document. While creating the documents, we use control plus Z to reverse the task, right? So commit is for that purpose here in SQL. Now, for example, you have bunch of records in your table, right? And if I write delete from, like, just now we created this table orders, and if I deleted this record which has ID 105, okay, okay, here delete from orders where ID is equal to 105. Now consider that you executed this query and your ID, your record has been deleted. But what you want is you want your record back in your table. Okay, you want to reverse the action. What you want to do is you want to reverse the action. Okay. So for any particular part of the query, when you are writing, when you are doing like writing query in SQL, and if you want any particular query to revert it back in the future, to reverse it back in the future, then for that purpose, what we can use is we can use commit. If I will omit this word, if I will skip this word here, this commit, and if I just execute this query, that is delete from orders where ID is equal to 105, what is going to happen? My record is going to be deleted permanently. Yes or not? It will be removed from my table for permanently. Yes, I won't be able to bring it back. But if you will use this commit keyword, okay, if you will use this commit keyword, remember that you need to execute this keyword first, and after executing this keyword, whatever the query you will execute can be reversed back. Okay, so if you want to reverse the action of any query, then first you need to execute this keyword. So now first I will execute this commit. Once this commit has been executed, then I will run this particular query. After running this particular query, it is going to delete the record from my table. Okay, but what I want is now I want to bring it back to the table. So now if I want to bring it back, I will write this thing on my SQL workbench. Okay, and then I will run this query, and after running this query, what will happen? The record will come back to my table. Okay. Pretty much clear about this? Okay, so if you want me, yeah, you can use it for truncate, drop, and other update also. Okay, so we can use it for any query. Here I have written delete just for example purpose. Okay. So remember that if you will not write this commit, let me repeat it again. If you will not write this commit, then whatever the changes that you are making in your SQL is permanent. Are you guys getting the point? If you omit this commit, okay, if I don't write this commit, up to now we have done update, delete, alter, and other things, right? We have done that, yes or not? So whatever the changes that we were making in our SQL up to now, was it permanent or not? It was permanently deleting everything. It was permanently updating and making changes in my table. Yes, right. So now I don't want to make permanent changes. I want to make temporary changes so that I can reverse it back in the future. Are you guys getting the point? The changes is you will be able to see the changes, but it will not be permanent. It will be temporary so that in future, if you want to reverse it back, you can do it. So if you will write multiple queries after commit, and if you roll back, all of the queries will be reverted back. Okay, and if you want to do, like if you want to reverse only particular queries, then you need to write it separately. You can't just choose one. If I will write it 3 queries after commit here, if I'll write it 3 queries, and if I'll perform rollback, all of these 3 queries will be reverted. I mean, it will be reversed back. Okay, that is like a drawback of commit. You can consider it that way. Let's see how it works. Okay, the syntax is going to be exactly like this. Okay, so here let me show you, like, delete from orders where order ID is equal to 105. Okay, so before writing this, you need to execute this. This is called commit. Okay, just give semicolon here, write commit over here, and then execute this line. Okay, we need to execute this line. And after that, execute this line of query. So now the table must have been deleted from my table, right? So let's see. Select start from order. So 105 is gone, right, people? 105 is not there anymore because I deleted that record. Yes. And now to bring it back, what we need to do is we'll do rollback. Just write rollback and execute it. And let's see. Okay. So it is not back. Now, why is it happening? Let me tell you. I used the rollback, but that query didn't came back, right? So by default, same thing like SQL safe updates. Okay, by default, our auto commit here, something like auto commit. Okay, that is set to 1 and we need to set it to 0. We need to change the setting of auto commit here. Okay, so let me make you clear one more time why we are using this set auto commit is equal to 0. This is just like the SQL safe update mode. I hope you guys remember that. Yes, people, that by default, the setting of commit is set to 1. So we need to stop that. We need to change the default sort setting, that auto commit is set to 1. Okay, so we need to set it to 0 so that our commit works. So let me execute this. This has been executed. Execute commit again. 105 is already deleted. It is on there. If you see the table, 105 is not there. Okay, now let me delete 104. See the table, 104 is not there anymore. And now if I use rollback, and if I see this, 104 is back over here. Are you guys able to see that 104 is back now? But I deleted the complete row, like, see here. I have executed this query, right? delete from orders where order ID is equal to 104, deleted that. Now if you see the table, complete row is gone. This 104 complete row is gone. It is not here anymore. Yeah, commit and rollback goes together. Okay, it goes together. Can you see this? The 104 is gone. You want to delete the column? You can do that also. Yeah, you can do that also. You can try it yourself. What was the query to delete the column, people? What was the query to delete the column? I hope you guys remember. Yeah, if you have multiple commands for commit and then use rollback, then it is going to retrieve all that data. Yes. I want you guys to tell me the command to delete column. Why did you write auto commit is equal to 0? Because by default setting, my auto commit was set to 1 and commit was not working. So I changed the default setting and set it to 0. What if we do not use rollback just after deleting anything? If I will do execute 2 deletes in a row and after then I execute rollback, what will happen? Okay, I will show you what will happen. Let me show you one thing. So let me show you this thing. Okay, the question is very interesting over here. So alter table. What is the name of the table? Orders. Okay, then drop column. Okay, what is the which column should I drop? I will drop product column. Okay, okay, see here, see clearly, people. It will answer your all of the questions. Let me write something after rollback. Okay, let me update something like update orders set product is equal to bed where order ID is equal to 104. Okay, now see here what's gonna happen. Right now, the whatever query, okay, I'll show you. First of all, I will run this commit. Okay, I will run this commit over here. It has been executed, right? The commit, this particular word has been executed in my SQL workbench. Now, after this, whatever the query I run, whatever the query I will run can be reversed. Okay, so first I will execute this. The column table must have been gone. Okay, yeah, it's gone. It is not there. Okay, then after that, let me, okay, the product column is not there. Then how is it gonna update? Let me update person ID then. Person ID is equal to 4. Okay, so now I will execute this. Order ID. Now I will execute this. It has been executed. So if you see that how many changes we just made here, we made 2 changes, right? First of all, I dropped the column and then what I did was I updated the value of the person ID column, right? Now if I will roll back, I have rolled it back. Let's see what happens to the table. You can see all of the changes had been reversed. Okay. So it reversed the, it should have been inside this. So look here, it reversed only that query, okay, that I executed previously here. There was one, please look here. This query I have written here is after the rollback statement, and this query over here is before the rollback statement here, okay. But we got only that back which was executed the last time. Okay, so in one way it's gonna work. I will show you one more thing. Let me show you one more thing. I will now bring it over here. Okay, just right, let me write here, delete from orders where order ID is equal to 101. Okay, yeah, I will run this commit now. I have executed the commit. Now I will execute this query one by one. This one has been also executed. This one has also been executed. Okay, let's see the table now. First I executed this query. Please people have a look there. Then after that I executed this query. Right. Let's see the table here. So as you can see, 101 is gone and the value is also updated. That is update order set person ID is equal to 4. So person ID has been updated. Now if I roll it back, I have rolled it back, and now if you see the table, both of the recorded has been reversed. Okay, both of the record has been reversed. That's what I was saying to you. If you whatever the query that you run after this commit, after executing this commit statement, okay, then it will be reversed back. That alter table delete column did not come back because maybe I forgot to run the commit command or something like that. Okay, but it's not like, it does not work like that. Okay, so you are saying that drop and truncate cannot be rolled back. Yes, you can do that. Okay. Yeah, if all the commands are mentioned are prior to rollback, then all commands will be reversed. Yes, it will be reversed. That's what I'm saying. And one thing that the previous one did not reversed was because we were using, what were we using? We were using drop command, right? So basically drop and truncate cannot be rolled back over here. So in short, understand that the query that you run related to update, delete, okay, after the commit command, then it can be reversed back by using rollback. Are you guys able to understand up to here? If you want to roll back any single commit query, okay, so let me answer that also. What you can do is that don't include that query before rollback. Where is rollback? Here should be rollback. Okay, now out of those two query you want to reverse only one, right? So write that query only over here. Do not include this query between commit and rollback. Okay, write it after the rollback. Yeah, after rollback nothing will be reversed. Yeah, we can roll back records here and not column or table. You want me to show this one? I think it is pretty much understandable right now, right? If I will execute this particular line commit, then commit has been executed. And now if I'll execute this, that means this order ID has been deleted. 101 is gone, right? And now if I execute rollback and if we see the table, 101 is back again here, right? And if you want to update anything here, I will execute the update query and see the table. Person ID is 4. Now if I'll click on rollback and if you see the table, the person ID is again set to 2 because the commit is still working. Okay. Yeah, I'm working on the person tab because there was bunch of queries written. I didn't want to erase it. That's why I opened person tab and I started writing over there. Okay, people, I hope rollback and commit is clear now. In very simple word, nothing is difference in that. This is just a new query tab. This is the tab that you can open. For example, if you want to open this customer table, go over here, customer tab will open. If you want to open employee table, go over here, click on it, employee tab will open. Okay, it's just the tabs and you can work on that. So what I was saying is, what is the function of commit, people? So commit is for making any changes temporarily, right? And rollback is to reverse the action that was previously made. Okay, these are the only things that are important that you need to know. Clear? Okay, so we will take a 2-minute of breather here. Please go through the everything that was taught previously and then we will start new topic. Yeah, commit. No. Commit is executed before executing the query and rollback is committed after executing the query. You need to keep the query between the commit and rollback. Whatever query, please listen, whatever query you run after running the commit command, okay, in a very simple way, no matter where you have written any queries up, down, anywhere, the queries that you run after running the commit command can be reversed back. You want me to explain the commit once again? If you will execute commit after executing the query, how is it going to be reversed back? You need to execute the commit before executing the query. Okay. If I will execute this here, if I have executed this before executing the commit query, okay, see the table, 101 is gone. Now if I'll execute this and if I'll see the table, the commit is still working here. The thing that I'm saying is that wherever you write query, okay, it doesn't matter. If your commit is working in your table, it is going to be reversed back. That's it. Now, if I set auto commit is equal to 1. Previously I set to 0, right? And if I'll execute this command, then commit function will not work anymore. You can change the settings like that as well. Okay. So please don't get confused. I think that you all are getting so much confused. In a very simple way, just understand that. Oh, this is just to change the default value of commit. Okay, if you want, like if you'll set auto commit to 1, this command will not work. That means you will not be able to reverse any record that has been changed in your table. Okay. If you want your commit command to work, then you need to set it to 0. That's the thing. It's like setting true or false, like auto commit to true or auto commit to false. The setting is somewhere here also. Yeah, if you want to see like if insert queries work or not or anything, you can try it yourself also. Okay, try practicing it yourself and see what happens. Shall we move to next topic now? Okay. All the query between commit and rollback can be reversed. Again, I'm saying no matter the query is written anywhere. Okay. After executing the commit command, whatever query you execute can be rolled back or can be reversed. Okay. I hope you get the answer. Okay, now we are going to talk about stored procedure. Okay. Okay, so before that, people are asking me, okay, so you can take 1 minute of break only 1 minute, and then I will start stored procedure. Just 1 minute of break. Okay, people? Okay. So here stored procedure is a very simple topic. Okay, people? Very easy to understand. You will be able to understand in like 10 minutes. So basically what stored procedure is that? It is like saving, like when you create any documents file, right? You create some document file, then you save it somewhere so that you can access it in future. Yes or not? We do that with our any kind of files or presentation or anything. Yes or not, people? We do that, right? So in the same way, right now we are on beginners level in SQL, right? And we are only executing like 4 or 5 lines of queries over here. And we are creating tables again and again. So basically you will be executing those queries in future also, but there might be a case that you need to use the same query again and again to create 100 of tables. Like same query, like create table, and you are going to create the tables 100 times again and again. So instead of writing that lines of queries again and again, what we can do is that we can save it somewhere. Okay. We can save it somewhere and access it later on. Okay, for example, so the stored procedure is a prepared SQL code that you can save, so the code can be reused over and over again. Okay, here, if I will show you, can you see this stored procedure option over here? Where is my cursor? Can you see that? Yes. So basically we need to click over here. Okay, I have already this 2 stored procedure created, that is work and work 2. So just click on this stored procedure, right click here. Then after right clicking on it, you can see there is option create stored procedure, right? If you click on stored procedure, this box will appear over here, this window. Can you see this window over here? This tab here. Yeah, so just like while creating a file in MS Word or Excel, you name your file that you save, right? So in the same way, you can name your procedures. So I will write here test. Okay, the name of my procedure is going to be test. So I will just write that over here and nothing else. So, and now inside this begin and end, you can write the query that you want to save and you want to use it over and over again. So for example, very simple query I'm going to write right now. What I'm going to write is select star from orders. We have this table here, right? So this is very simple query. It's not like you are always going to write, say, you can write here the query of deleting, the query of creating tables, the query of inserting values, anything. Okay. Now after writing this query, you can need to click on this apply button here. Can you see this apply button? Yeah. So now after clicking on the apply button, a new tab will open. Are you guys able to see that new tab? No. So this is the new tab that you will see after clicking on the apply button. Okay, this one. I hope the screen is visible clearly. Okay, and now here, if I click on apply, then it has been executed. My statement has been executed. Now click on finish. Okay, after clicking on finish, then the tab will get closed, and here now what you can do is we no need to write that query again and again. Okay, after saving that query in stored procedure, I just need to write here call. And what was the name of my stored procedure, people? It was test, right? So I just need to write call and then test, and if I execute it, you can see it is showing me order table. Can you see that? So no need to write that query again and again. It has been saved somewhere, and we just need to call that query by using this keyword call and the name of the stored procedure. Are you guys getting the point over here? Yeah, okay. So you, for example, now if, okay, for example, this is the table, okay. I'm just going to copy it and let me just create a new procedure now. So I'm going to create a new procedure here, people, and I'll name this new procedure as my table, okay. And here I will write this query. So for example, this query has been saved, okay. This query has been saved here, and let the table be admin, okay. Now this state, the query has been saved here. You can write this query also. And now if I'll click on apply button, then again apply, and again then finish, okay. After that, my query has been saved. Now what I need to do is nothing else. I just need to call that procedure. What was the name of the procedure that I just created? My table, right? And now if I will just use this, if I'll just execute this, you can see that it has been executed. And now let's see if my table has been created or not. So it has been created here. Can you see that? Now, if you want to make changes over here, for example, I just created this table admin, right? Now I want to create a new table, but with a new name. Then what you can do is just change the user here. Change the name of the table. If you want to change any columns here, any column names, or add any columns name, you can do that also. Okay. Yes, you will store one query in one stored procedure, because if I will store two different queries, then if I'll call that procedure, how will it understand what to do, right? So here I will click on apply, then again apply, and then finish, okay. So previously I created this table admin. Now I'll execute this call my table. Now it should have created a table called user, that I just make changes only by changing the name of the table. Now if I'll execute it, you can see that the user table also has been created. So I don't need to write that whole bunch of query again and again. If I want to make any changes, I can go over here. I can make some changes over here, apply it, and execute it. That's it. So that is the function of stored procedure that you need to know. Okay. So now if you are asked like what is stored procedure, then the only thing that you need to say is that a stored procedure is a prepared SQL code that you can save. Like we can use stored procedure to save queries or the codes that can be reused over and over again. Clear up to here? Clear, right? To initiate the stored procedure, here should be the option stored procedure. Okay, go over there, right click on it, and here would be one option, create stored procedure. Click on that, and after that you can start creating the procedures. Yeah, both of the tables has been created in database. If you see, you can see here is user and here is admin. So both of the tables has been created in our database. Yes, you can do that also. You can pass some parameters also. But right now we only need to understand up to here, okay? Like how can you save these codes and how can you reuse it later? Okay, people, clear? Are you guys able to understand up to here? Okay, great. Okay, you want me to repeat the definition of stored procedure? No, there isn't any default stored procedure, okay? So for definition, what you can say is that, let me write it here if you want me. I can just type it over here. How we can create stored procedure? To create stored procedure, go to this option, okay, where it said stored procedure. Right click over it and then click on this stored procedure option. After clicking on that, some window like this will appear, and here you can start writing your queries that you want to save. Then you are not asking about command, then what are you talking about? Oh, you want to know the actual stored procedure where we are storing commands? Here it is. Can you see this? This my table, test, work2, these are the folders where the commands are being stored. Are you able to see this? Yeah, so these are the stored procedures, okay? No, there should be in your SQL workbench. Please look carefully. These options are in every SQL workbench. Okay, are you guys noting it down? Okay, so to upload your homework on LMS, what you can do is that either take the screenshot of the output terminal or of your output result grid, okay? Or what you can do is that you can create a file where you can type the queries and send it over the tickets. So to upload the homework, I hope you have already raised ticket before by using your LMS. Have you done that or not? You have not raised ticket yet? So if you are executing that and it is not working, try executing set auto commit is equal to 0. Then it will work, okay? Yeah, stored procedure is like creating a template that you can use for your projects in SQL. Okay, wait a second. If you haven't raised ticket yet, let me show you then. Are you able to see this screen over here? Wait. The screen visible now? I hope your user interface looks something like this, right? So here, when you have your user interface, then there is this option more. Okay. If you click on your option more, then you need to go to this ask doubt section over here. Then here you can raise your ticket. Like if you click on this ask doubt section, yes or not, people? You click here, ask doubt, then here you can raise your tickets. Okay. And now if you want to attach your assignment or homework, you can upload attachment from here. Just take a screenshot of your output grids of your queries, make a PDF or any file and attach it over here and submit it. Okay. And in subject, just write that assignments that needs to be checked. That's it. Okay. For today, there isn't any assignment. Tomorrow, there will be bunch of assignments and I hope that you all solve those questions because I have created that assignment in such a way that it is going to be it is going to play very important role for your future interviews. Okay. And in case of any confusion in those assignments, you can simply raise a ticket over that and your problems will be solved. Yeah, up to now only 2 for SQL because I haven't provided an assignment yet. I will tomorrow I'll provide you where it will include all of the topics that has been taught in SQL class, which you can go on and practice each and every day. Okay, up to here everything is done, right, people? Okay, about now we are going to talk about grant and revoke privileges. Okay. Okay. So let me just write it over here. Grant and revoke. Okay. So here with the help of this, what can we do? Do you guys have any idea? Like, have you guys heard this word before? Grant and revoke. Any idea about this words in SQL? So these are DCL commands. Okay, people. Data control language. Yes. Yeah. Grant gives permission, gives access. Yes, exactly. So basically, it is also very simple to understand. Very simple topic over here. So when you grant something to someone, okay, then the use of this grant command is that it is used for giving privileges to user. Privileges means giving permission to perform some kind of task. Okay. For giving privileges to users. And if I talk about revoke, then revoke command is for removing the authorization. The privileges that you gave before can also be revoked, can also be removed. So it is for removing such authorizations. Okay. So basically what is gonna happen here is that if you have created your own database, okay, and there is some user with its own ID, any person with at the localhost.com or anything like that, and you want that person to have access in your database. That means you want that person to make changes in your database. Then you can grant permission to that user by using this grant command. Okay. Now consider that you give access to this person, that person can change, or like person can select records from your table. Okay, fetch records from your table and can see it. But after some days, after some times, what you want is that you want to take that authorization back. You want to take that privilege back from that user. Then you can use revoke command. Okay. So for that, we can use this revoke command over here. Now let's see how can we do that. So for grant and command, we need to create a user. Okay, people. Okay. So if you want to give permission to someone, then there should be some user, right? So for that, it actually works on if there is any person with at anything, like for example, create user, and I want to give access to this person who is Bharat, okay, @ localhost. Okay, this here, this Bharat @ localhost is the username. Username can be anything. I hope you guys know the usernames, right? So the person that you want to give privilege, or the person that you want to give access, might have some username. Yes or not? So you can give privilege to that person. Am I audible? Because no one is responding here. Am I audible? Okay, great. Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah, okay. Thank you so much. So here, this person, so I need to create that user in my database. Okay. To give access to that person, I need to create the user in my database, and that person is going to have any password. So let's say identified by 1 2 3 4 5. Okay. Now I have created this user here. You can see it has been executed successfully, right? So if you will, now if I will give this username and this password to someone, then that person can have access to my database. Okay, right now it's not gonna happen. You might be thinking that you will use this and you will access my database, right? I'm sure that the first thing must have come to your mind that you are going to use this and you are going to access my database. Yes or not? But right now this will not work because I have not hosted my database anywhere in the server. Okay, later on when you guys will start doing the internship things and you will start implementing this, then you will understand how can you host your how can you create a host and how can you create local host or anything and provide privileges to the user. Okay, so now since I have created this username and this identified means that person is going to have this password. Okay, and you want to see what kind of privileges this person have, then you can write here grants for this, execute it. You can see that grant uses on this here is dot only between this asterisk star symbols, there is dot only, right? So it means that this privilege here, people, this means that right now this person can only log into the database but does not have any other privileges. That means this person can now only log into my database but won't be able to run any queries, like won't be able to do select or insert or update or delete or anything, won't be able to do any kind of CRUD operations. Okay, you guys able to understand this thing here? Once you create a user, then that person can only log into my database. Okay, now if you want to give any access to this person, okay, then what you can write is, now I can write grant, then for example I want to give select, okay, on, then I need to write the database. So for example, I have your database MyDB, okay, MyDB, then inside this MyDB which table, yeah, for every user that user is going to have its own unique name, okay, you can, and unique username, you can use that. Right now I'm working on localhost, that's why I'm using it. Okay, so grant select on, then MyDB would be the name of the database, and inside this database, on which table do you want to grant permission here? So for example, I want to grant permission over this admin, over this orders table. Okay, then you just need to write here orders. Okay, and then we write here to and the username of that person. And after executing it, you can see that this has been executed successfully. Now if you want to see what kind of grants, what kind of permission this user have, then you can see now it is also saying grant select on mydb.orders. Okay, so that means this user can now, this means that this user can now use select command and fetch records from the table. Yes, are you guys able to understand up to here? Now in the same way you can give other privileges also, okay, like select, then we have insert. For example, you want to give all of the privileges, then you can simply write all. And if I execute this, and if you see the grants, then grant all privileges. All means now that user can perform every type of CRUD operations in my databases or in my tables. Okay, clear about grant permission here? that user will use this username and password to log in into the database. Then after logging into the database, that person would be able to use the select statement and fetch data from the table. To give 2 or 3 privileges only, just write here like select, then give comma, then write insert. Okay, like this. Clear? Now, as you can see that I have given this all privileges, like every privilege to this user. Now, if you want to revoke it, if you want to retrieve it, then what you can do is just write here, revoke. Okay. I have given all privileges. So I need to use all here. Okay. All on. Now, let me just copy it over here. Instead of to, we will write from. Okay. How can we use these grants? Okay, so for now we just need to understand its concept. Okay, and later on when you will start learning about SQL with Pythons and other modules, then in that topic you will be able to understand it, like how can you use these grants or how can you implement this. Okay, so for now what you need to do is you need to just understand the topic over here. Okay. Your stored procedure is showing error. Amazon.order does not exist because you might not have table. No, there. Do you have Amazon orders table in your database? I'm sorry. Do you have you have written Amazon.orders? So if Amazon.orders, then Amazon should be the name of the database and orders should be the name of the table, right? There must be some error in your while creating the table. Please have a look and try to run it again. Okay. It is going it is going in Amazon only because maybe your default database is Amazon. Okay. Maybe your default database is Amazon. Just try to change the name of the database, like use at default schema. Okay. Try to implement that. Okay. Okay, now I have used this revoke. Okay, now let's see that all is gone. Can you see that I don't know why is it showing error, even though if there isn't any error, that grant has been gone, right people? So by using revoke, you can also remove the privileges that has been given to the user. Okay, so your stored procedure is not working and it is already set at school or anything. I think I'm really not able to understand. Like if I could see the table, then I would have understand it more clearly, right? So I would like to suggest you that take the screenshot of error that you are getting and the screenshot of the table also, raise a ticket for that, and I'll make sure that your problem is solved over there. Okay. No, grant and revoke is not that much important for now, just to understand the concept. So there won't be any questions related to grant and revoke. Okay. We are not going to cover up functions here because that is not necessary to learn right now. For now, all the topics that are being covered is what you need to implement. Okay. Concept is important. Okay. The thing is that later on, when someone will ask you what is grant or what is revoke, then the thing that is important for grant and revoke is that you understand the concept here. Later on, after you will learn Python programming or SQL with Python or anything, then you will eventually understand how to apply it and where to apply it. So don't worry about that. Don't take stress about that right now. Okay. Yes, if we grant all, then the user can do anything. Yeah. Till SQL safe update or anything. SQL with Python will be covered in Python classes. After this module, you have Python programming language, right? So it will be covered over there. Okay, people, is there any confusion? You are getting that error. Did you create the user named Bharat at the rate localhost, or you are directly granting the privileges? First, you need to create the user. Okay. Without creating the user, if you grant the privileges, then you are going to get error. Okay, people, for today's class, only this much topic will be covered up. Remaining topic, that is subqueries and how to import and export data from Excel to SQL and SQL to Excel, will be taught in tomorrow's class. Okay. Okay. Here is how to create user. This is for granting and this is for revoking. So for today, only this much topic will be discussed, people. Remaining topics will be discussed tomorrow, and obviously assignments and everything will be given to you tomorrow as well. You can consider that assignment more like as practice questions. SQLpractice.com. You can practice it over there also. Thank you so much for wishing me Teacher's Day. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's it for today. That's it. If you want to leave the class, you can go. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. That is also on one module that is for like electives. Okay. Where can you practice more? Don't worry. Tomorrow I'll give you a bunch of questions. You can practice that. And even though after that I will, if you want to to practice more, then Google is there. You can search resources over there. You can take help from me by raising tickets also. Okay. So for practicing, there is so many things. Okay. Good night, people. Good night. If you want to leave the class, yes, you can go. Thank you so much for attending today's session. Yes, you can do projects on SQL also. If you want to do that, you can do as well. Yeah, you need to download Workbench on your system. Obviously, the installation process has been already shared over your LMS. You can go through it and download it. Okay, people, I am ending the class now. Okay. Yeah, yes, you can get the practice questions by raising the ticket. Obviously, you can do that. Okay. Yes, I can guide you for any problem that you have. Don't worry about that. I'm here to guide you. Raise your problems over asked out section. I will happily help you. Okay. Okay. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow. Till then, have a great day and have a good night. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for attending today's class. Yeah, I will share practice questions tomorrow. Don't worry about that. Okay. I'll sure share the questions tomorrow. Okay. Thank you, class.